Vinales all over him in the turns.
Let's have a quick look further down. 6 is Iannone, 7 Paul Espargaro, 8th Andrea Dovizioso, 9 Cal Crutchlow, 10 Hector Barbara, 11 Danilo Petrucci.
Vinales again. Is he close enough to take that? No, he's not. Still not, can't make that move on. Lorenzo down to turn number 10.
Let's have a look at the front. So this is the battle for 4th place between Lorenzo and Maverick Vinales. The split screen shows us the battle at the front between Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez. It's that type of race. If Marc Marquez wins this race and these results remain the same, he would retake the lead. Well, he would take over the lead in the World Championship.
Vinales, surely this time around he's going to be able to get close enough to Lorenzo on that run down to the first corner to make an attack on his fellow Spanish rider. Here we go, Vinales. Is he close enough? No, he's not. Lorenzo again strong on the brakes. What's the gap now between Marquez and Pedrosa? It's gone up to 2.3 seconds. Andrea Iannone just put in his personal best lap of the race last time around, a 1:46.7. That was almost a second faster than Vinales.
This is the battle at the front. Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez. Here we go again. Vinales has gone through this time. I think he's gone through this time. I think he's going to make it stick. He has. Maverick Vinales through now to 4th place. And Lorenzo will struggle. He is having some major problems.
It'll be interesting to see now what happens between Lorenzo and Iannone. There's Andrea Iannone just at the top of your picture coming out of turn 5. Iannone currently is just over 2 seconds back of that battle between Lorenzo and Vinales for 4th and 5th. Back with the race leader Rossi, the doctor looking for a remedy after that cruel engine problem that ruled him out last time out in Mugello. Are we set for another classic Rossi Marquez showdown? Remember Argentina 2015, Assen 2015, and who could forget Sepang 2015?
Well, Dylan, who looks after the tyres better in these situations? Valentino Rossi or Marc Marquez? Just before you come, this is Maverick Vinales finally making it stick into 4th place. Back to you, Dylan.
I think, what we learned in Jerez, that, with these current tyres the way they are, it was Rossi who showed that in Jerez he was the one who could manage them best, because that's when they had to manage a lot more with the throttle than they did now. But Marquez, as we know, is a pretty quick learner, so at the moment I'd probably say it's a bit of a tie.
We ride with Maverick Vinales as he goes past Lorenzo and makes it stick. The battle at the front, the two bitter rivals. Rossi and Marquez, then Danny Pedrosa, Vinales and Lorenzo.
This could get worse for Lorenzo. Vinales is quite comfortably streaking away from the world champion, and Andrea Iannone in 6th place. He's only now 1.7 seconds behind Lorenzo. Last time around, Iannone on the factory Ducati was 0.7 of a second faster than Lorenzo, so this could be getting even worse for Lorenzo. Yoni Hernandez there's got to drop back 1 position. I would suspect that's because he's run on at turn number 13, missed the chicane, so he's got to drop back 1 position. Hernandez is currently running inside the point-scoring places. Rossi, Marquez, Pedrosa, Vinales, Lorenzo and Iannone, that's your top 6. Paul Espargaro, Andrea Dovizioso, Cal Crutchlow and Hector Barbara rounding out the top 10. Petrucci, Aleix Espargaro, Jack Miller, Yoni Hernandez and Scott Redding. That's your point-scoring finishes at the moment. Look at how much of a gap Vinales has already put into Lorenzo as Iannone comes under real pressure now from Paul Espargaro. Cal Crutchlow doing a good job of holding off his former Tech 3 Yamaha teammate Andrea Dovizioso, of course his former factory Ducati teammate as well, these two.
Yeah, this is the battle for 9th place between 2 very experienced riders. Crutchlow, well, both actually desperate for some morale-boosting rides and some very important points. This is Paul Espargaro and Andrea Iannone. Great ride by Paul Espargaro. It's the battle for 6th place.
You'll be seeing that brilliant new feature, that split screen on the left-hand side of your picture. We're on board there with Marc Marquez going down the start-finish straight. That's the gap between Marquez and Rossi at the front of this race. They're already over the line to start lap number 14. And Marquez now is within 0.3 of a second of Rossi. Paul Espargaro having a really strong ride here in his home Grand Prix. Going to be mighty difficult to get close enough to Andrea Iannone on that straight to blitz past that Ducati.
This is the battle for 6th place. Both of them former winners here. This is Cal Crutchlow still holding off Andrea Dovizioso. This is the battle for 8th place. It's tight. Dovizioso pushing hard. He had arm pump problems, if you remember it, in Mugello. Back at the front. Which way is this gonna go?
Last time around, Vinales a full 1 second faster than Lorenzo. Within a couple of laps, Vinales has gapped Lorenzo by almost 2 seconds.
This is a Valentino Rossi, familiar 46, right there, number 93. Once friends, now bitter enemies and rivals. And they're fighting it out in the best possible way at the front of a Grand Prix. Turn 15.
Yeah, Marquez won't realise, but with all the drama unfolding behind him, if Iannone and Pol Espargaro can catch up to Jorge Lorenzo, then there's a fair chance that Marquez could lead the World Championship.
I think there's every chance, wouldn't you? He can absolutely guarantee it, because if he wins the race.
Guys, we're just having a chat with Michelin actually about this possible situation of Vinales catching up Pedrosa. Obviously, Pedrosa with that medium option rear tyre. I asked them, look, you know, how many laps earlier should that medium tyre drop off? And it was actually Nicolas Goubert who said, look, do you know what? It's so difficult to tell because actually Danny's quite a lot smoother on the gas than quite a few of the guys using that harder option tyre. So we might actually not see quite as much of a drop off as we're expecting, but it's certainly something to keep an eye out on.
Across the line, Rossi's advantage around 0.4 of a second. Oh, and they close up on braking, as they often do at this circuit. Last week, well, 2 weeks ago, sorry, it was Marquez fighting Lorenzo. Now it is Marquez fighting with Rossi for the ultimate accolade.
We're on board with Lorenzo briefly there, looking back at Crutchlow. He's still in 8th place ahead of Dovizioso. This is a battle for 10th between Petrucci, Barbara and Aleix Espargaro on the second of the factory Suzukis. On board with Lorenzo. We couldn't just see in the background, but Iannone, the gap now down to 1.3 seconds. Iannone took another 3/10 out of Lorenzo on that last lap. We've still got 10.5 laps to go here in Barcelona.
Yeah, and he's also bringing along Pol Espargaro with him, and it can make life very, very difficult for Jorge Lorenzo. This is very, very much a limitation. Try and get some points for Jorge Lorenzo.
Yeah, tyre conservation really coming into play already in this race. Rossi, Marquez and Pedrosa last time around were the only 3 riders in this field still able to run in the 146s. The gap between Rossi and Marquez was up to nearly 0.4 of a second at the end of the last lap. For the first time in this race, Rossi's advantage now is up to half a second.
There we go, battle for first place, 10.5 laps to go. A little bit less than that as they come down into the Formula 1 chicane. Rossi and Marquez, 14 and 50. The right that leads them into 16 when they cross the line to go. 10 laps to go of this round 7 of the MotoGP World Championship. Marquez being told exactly where his teammate Danny Pedrosa is in 3rd place.
Marquez just marginally quicker last time around than Rossi by about 1/10 of a second. Pedrosa's now fallen 3 seconds back of this top 2. Vinales, his podium challenge looks to have evaporated. He's 3.7 seconds now behind Pedrosa.
Yeah, it was a poor old start from Valentino Rossi, wasn't it, from that second row. They've got a great start from Andrea Iannone on the 3rd row of the grid, as it's Lorenzo who led the way.
Yeah, Iannone got an absolutely brilliant start. He's had problems starting that factory Ducati all year. He got a shocker in Mugello just a couple of weeks ago. Here is Rossi. We're going to see him absolutely blitz very shortly by the Ducati of Iannone. It'll sweep up the inside. There you go, the red blur just blitzes past Rossi. And it got worse for Valentino Rossi because he dropped back down to 8th place. We said, didn't we, those Ducatis that were coming from behind him. Look, he got passed by Barbara, Dovizioso and Iannone. The grunt, the acceleration off the line of that Ducati really caught Rossi cold.
This is them coming through a turn 2, start of the race. So Lorenzo led the way from the 2 Hondas as Marquez, Danny Pedrosa.
At this stage of the race, Nick, as you look at this brilliant super slow-mo through turn number 15, who would have said at that point of the race, with 10 laps to go, Lorenzo will be back in 5th place and nearly 10 seconds off the race leader? You could never have imagined that scenario.
Obviously major problems for Jorge Lorenzo. Damage limitation in place at the moment at the front. Well, we can keep looking at the timing screens, but you can see for yourself Marquez is keeping Valentino Rossi in sight. Across the line, there will be 9 laps to go. 100,000 people absolutely at fever pitch here in Barcelona. And they're not all cheering for the local man, Marc Marquez.
cast your minds back to 2009, Rossi versus Lorenzo, the classic Catalunya battle. Are we about to get a repeat of that between Rossi and Marc Marquez? Rossi just loves rubbing in the Spaniard's nose in the face and in the home soil. He won from pole position in Jerez. Imagine if he was able to take the victory here in Barcelona as well. It would be a great way for Rossi to recover from that crushing blow. Here is Iannone. Well, we said he was catching Lorenzo. Lorenzo could be dropping back to 6th place.
Yeah, he's going to, isn't he?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
He would just blast past him at some point. And then Lorenzo's got to worry about Pol Espargaro and just trying to keep as many points as he can. Lorenzo coming under real pressure. It's been an incredibly difficult race for the world champion and the championship leader. Iannone knows as they go down through the chicane. Iannone knows he will overtake him, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that Lorenzo can do.
Look at that front tyre there as well for Jorge Lorenzo. That's the hard mixing option rear tyre. He just hasn't been comfortable all the time. What about that? Oh, Iannone saw him gone. Iannone ran to the back of Lorenzo. Iannone got it way too hot down at turn number 10. They are going to be Ducati teammates. Wow, that was unbelievable. Andre, what did he do? A repeat of Argentina.
Iannone's okay. Jorge Lorenzo is absolutely furious. He's brought down the championship lead. The championship's been made wide open into turn 10.
Way too hot. I'm afraid Andre Iannone has got to take full responsibility for that. He was coming from just way too back. Look at this. He's going to torpedo Jorge Lorenzo. That is almost a carbon copy of the last corner when he took out Andrea Dovizioso in Argentina. Well, Lorenzo was dropping through the field like a stone. He's not willing to accept the apologies at all.
Just pushing him away. And I've got to say, you can't blame Jorge Lorenzo, can you?
Well, it was bad enough for Lorenzo anyway. And no surprise, but that incident between Lorenzo and Iannone will be immediately reviewed after the race by the stewards and race direction here. There's not really much for me that Andre Iannone can say to Jorge Lorenzo. He came from a long way back. You could tell that Iannone was struggling because his rear wheel was right up in the air. That's how hard he was on the brakes. Of course, he won't be teammates next year with the Ducati. Andrea Dovizioso staying. Apologies for that one. Got a little bit excited in all the drama.
How does this affect Marc Marquez? I don't think it affects him at all. He wants to beat Valentino Rossi, but Marc Marquez now leads the World Championship. He can settle for a safe 2nd place. I'll be leading the championship.
Massive moment for Marquez. Marc Marquez just had a huge moment. Lost the front going through turn number 14. Brilliant super slow motion replay. Hearts in mouths for the Repsol Honda team because Marc Marquez once again somehow survives an almighty scare. He had one at turn number 5 in practice on Friday. Well, he was lucky not to be on the floor. He's getting the pit board. Lorenzo KO'd by Andre Iannone.
But will that board be enough and that moment for him to think, right, engage brain, lead the World Championship going into Assen in 3 weeks' time?
Confirmation, the incident involving Iannone and Lorenzo will be reviewed.
I think that's going to be their most difficult decision of the season.
Well, it was the fact that Andre Iannone, his rear wheel was about a foot in the air in the braking zone. He knew he was getting in way too hot. Poor old Jorge Lorenzo. You've got to say that the speed with which he was hit, and he was already leading into the corner, Lorenzo. It was a bit like the Dani Pedrosa and Andrea Dovizioso situation. Dani Pedrosa, of course, fully apologetic. It was a completely different situation in Texas, we must say. But Lorenzo, like Dovizioso, was really fortunate to get away with that.
Oh, what a dramatic race we've seen already. There is still 6.5 laps to go. Is the drama over, or can the drama increase?
The point you made about how does Marquez now think about the championship, knowing that Lorenzo's out. Aleix Espargaro, the Suzuki, has entered the pits, as has Yoni Hernandez. Marquez, what's he thinking about the championship? He knows place. He will be leading the World Championship with Lorenzo out of the race. He's had a huge scare on the front end, but
Valentino
Rossi in front of him. No, and that will no doubt about it, that will cloud his judgment, shall we say? Because it's a red rag to a bull, isn't it?
It is. Emilio Alzamora is probably hanging out with a great big board as they come through. Engaged brain.
Here comes Lorenzo.
Oh, he is angry. Very angry indeed. And I've got to say, rightly so.
Yeah, with some justification, because he's limping away pretty badly. It was a really big old whack. Here we go. we're on board now with Lorenzo.
This is going to be bang. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Bang!
He knew he was going to hit him, he absolutely just jammed on the front brake because you could see his rear wheel right at the end there, just before he made contact with Lorenzo. You know, his rear wheel was about half a foot in the air. He knew that he was going to career into the back of Lorenzo. Second time this year that Iannone has done that to a rider, and Lorenzo, he will be absolutely raging.
When he came through, sorry Dylan, when he came down the start-finish straight just now, he had his eyes closed, Mark Marquez. In case there was any messages, he didn't want to read them. Sorry, Dylan.
No, guys, just a quick word on Aleix Espargaro. So his rear tyre looks absolutely destroyed. He said he was opening the gas and just, he just felt like it wasn't pushing him forward.
So it's certainly, well, let's have a look quickly. Pedrosa third, 4 Vinales, 5 Polasguaro, 6 Crutchlow, 7 Dovizioso, 8 Petrucci, 9 Barbara, 10 Bautista, 11 Miller, 12 Redding, 13 Bradle, 14 Rabat, and 15 Lavity. This is either Valentin is not the moment, we've just been reminded of the time, the moment that Marc Marquez had.
Rossi's really strong in that second section. He's able to take a couple of tenths out of Marquez through the second split. Rossi's mechanics, Brent Stevens all look on anxiously. 5 and a bit laps to go. We've had so much drama already here in Barcelona. We could be set for
the most dramatic bit of the
showdowns.
That's right. 9 metres, 10 metres. Down through 14, now 15. Coming into 16 when they cross the line. 5 laps to go here in Barcelona. The 2 men you really want to see at the front fight it out to the checkered flag. Valentino Rossi crosses the line with an advantage of just over 0.2 of a second as we ride with Marc Marquez down towards turn 1.
Almost identical lap times last time around. Rossi 1:47.359. Marquez slightly slower, 1:47.371. Nothing between the two. 0.2 of a second in time is about 12-13 metres on the track. It's in the second sector where Rossi's been pretty strong. Well, Andrea Iannone.
Is that Chichi speaking to him?
It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very long conversation, was it?
No, it certainly wasn't. Here we go. We're going to have a look at it again. Really. Tell you what, as you say, he was lent over Jorge Lorenzo. It really shot him up into the air, didn't it?
Unfortunately, for Andrea Iannone, it's not the first time that has happened this year. As he goes back to the Turn Honda races, Marquez now has closed right up on the rear tyre of Valentino Rossi. Is he close enough to attack coming down the breakers over turn number 10? Marquez has a look up the inside of Rossi. Marquez takes the lead, a classic block pass. Has he run wide? Yes, he has. Rossi back at the front.
Wow, listen to the crowd. This is what they've paid their money to see. Marquez versus Rossi in Barcelona. It does not get any better than this. They dive down towards turn 13, now into 14 and 15.
This is going to be an incredible final 4 laps. The showdown of showdowns, Rossi versus Marquez. We saw Marquez close up really close coming out of that turn 9. Had a look at the inside of Rossi on the brakes in the turn 10. He's going to try and move by Rossi down the straight. Marquez has got the slipstream. He moves up on the outside. Rossi can't hold it, can he? And 5 back on the brakes. Right comes Rossi.
Rossi back up the inside into turn 1. Marquez will flip back across. Rossi